In this episode, I'm going to give you 12 ideas on how to use our time during the coronavirus outbreak. Hello amigos, welcome to this episode. Many of us are spending more time at home because of the coronavirus outbreak, and we're trying to be cautious, but at the same time follow the instructions from our national or local authorities to try to reduce the number of cases. So now we have that extra time at home, and I wanted to put together a list of ideas for you on how to use our time productively. So let's start with number 12. Well, number 12 is something that we take for granted many times. I think it's a good time to review how we do our backups of our files, backups of our catalog. We doing backups to an external hard drive? Do we have a backup to a cloud service? I like the cloud service in addition to the local backup in case there's an accident at home or somebody comes in and steals our gear. So it's always safer to have backups both at home and at a third location. Doing file hygiene. By file hygiene, I mean, let's take some time to review our files, how we have it organized. Do we have duplicates? Do we have good names for our folders? Also, it's a good time to see how we're using keywords in Lightroom or our tool of choice. Do we have a good structure for keywords? Is it a good time to set up that structure if we don't have it? By equipment hygiene, what I mean is, let's take our time and do a thorough cleaning of our equipment, our cameras, our lenses, our filters, our flashes, our straps, backpacks, and so on. Also, perhaps it's a good time to disinfect them as well, but we need to follow the manufacturer's suggestion to make sure we don't damage the coatings on our lenses. With the time, another idea is to try some new software. Many of the companies like Adobe or Skylum for Luminar and other products, or Topaz and so on, offer free 30-day trials of their software. You can download them, try them out, and if you like them, you can decide to buy them. And learning new techniques. We can go and search photographers that we like, other photographers that we haven't heard of, and learn some of the techniques that they use in Lightroom or in Photoshop or some of the other products, and learn some of those techniques and be ready to apply them to our images. As we review our folders and files, perhaps we discover some old gems, photos that we took in the past that we forgot we had or we didn't edit. Sometimes those photos perhaps were a little bit soft, but there are some new tools to add additional focus or sharpening, so we can salvage those photos. If there were images that we needed to crop, we can use programs like Gigapixel AI from Topaz to make large, and so on. So let's find those old gems. One more idea is to take some of our best images that we had edited in the past, and it's a good time to make a copy or a virtual copy in Lightroom, get them back to RAW or to 0, and start again with the new techniques that we had learned, or perhaps we want to try different approaches and different looks. Mastering our gear. There are many options in our gear. Custom settings, manual settings, programming buttons, focus points, different adjustments that many times we don't know in detail how all those things work. So it's a good time to read the manual, start playing with those options, and try them out. Video. Most modern cameras take good video, 1080, some 4K, and new cameras coming will be doing 8K. So it's a good time to learn how to take good footage, what are the best settings that we can use in our cameras, different techniques, what speeds that we need to take footage at depending on the frame rate, the best lenses, the use of onboard microphone or external microphone, and the use of lights. And as well, the use of editing tools to get the best of our footage. And we're photographers, so we want to shoot. If we're stuck indoors, perhaps it's a good time to do macro photography. We can use flowers that we may have in our backyard. We can use objects that we have at home. One idea is to take our tablet, put the objects that we want to photograph on top, make sure we had cleaned it before. It's a nice black reflective surface that we can use. We can also experiment with light sources. We can use flashlights. If we have lights, we can use lights like this one. We can try filters, perhaps from a piece of plastic that we have around the house or a folder that is translucent. We can cut it. We can build our own filters. We can use wax paper to build a diffuser. So even if the light from these sources is a little harsh, we can use that type of diffuser and put the light to good use. If we are allowed to go outside, we can go to open areas. Some cities still have areas like zoos, open, perhaps the parks, open spaces that we can still go and visit. And it's a good time to try some time lapses, trying some of those techniques that we have learned. And as photographers, I think we should document what is going on. If we're allowed to go outside, document the empty streets, the crowded supermarkets, or perhaps the empty aisles in the supermarkets. But not just the sad things that may be happening. Also the good things. I think there are many good deeds that people do. There are people that use humor, and it's also a good time to document some of those things that are happening around us. And finally, spend time with our family, time with our friends, time with our neighbors, especially with those that either because of advanced age or health may have more restrictions on them. We can offer to run errands for them, to go grocery shopping for them, to stay social, call them on Skype, call them on FaceTime, or old style, just pick up the phone and give them a call. We need to spend time with not only as family, but as time as community. A friend of mine had a great idea with his small grandkids that live in other cities. He put together a virtual photographic scavenging hunt. Basically, his grandkids will use mom or dad's smartphone, the camera on the smartphone, get a list of photos that they need to take around the house, around the backyard, or if they're allowed to go outside, supervise, they could do that as well. And then they're putting together a virtual room where they can share those images. So we all have ideas of how we can use that time, and even though we are not together, we can stay connected. Well, amigos, those are 12 things that we can do. I'm sure you have your own ideas. Send them to me via comment on the video. If you're liking these videos, give me a thumbs up. Take a minute to subscribe, and see you next time.